Today's episode is the 99th Daily Slab, and therefore we are talking about some of the best players to wear 99 in their respective sports on today's Daily Slab. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. All right, a two-parter today, we're starting with the trender, and the trender is Wayne Gretzky, the Great One. So if you are going to be called the Great One, you must be pretty good, and of course, Wayne Gretzky is good. He's first in points all time, he's first in goals all time, he's first in assists all time. We all know that. In fact, he is so good, he is 714 assists ahead of second place Ron Francis, and 936 points ahead of Yager for first place as well in points. Pretty incredible, and not only that, but single season records. He holds the records for most goals in a year with 92. So not only was his career great, but his individual seasons were great. You know, you get those guys that might not have the best individual seasons, but they played so long and so consistently that they ended up being the best of all time. Well, he is a little bit of both. And pretty incredible to see. What we're looking at today for number 99, Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, is his Topps SGC 5.5 rookie. And something of note here is that there's actually two different rookies for Gretzky. If you follow along with hockey, you know this. But he has the O-Pee-Chee rookie and the Topps rookie, kind of like today's parallels and variations, but instead it was O-Pee-Chee made in Canada and wire cut and lower print, and then Topps made in America. And the O-Pee-Chee is obviously significantly more expensive than the card you can see above. It is an SGC 5.5 of the O-Pee-Chee, $1,750, whereas the Topps SGC 5.5 is only $950 or $975. And so you can see the difference there. It's pretty crazy, but pretty healthy price for a rookie SGC 5.5. We're talking middle of the pack grade there, and yet quite expensive. And Wayne Gretzky is our trender of the day, and he's the first 99 we talked about. All right, on to Who's Hot, and Who's Hot is going to cover the rest of the 99s. And while Aaron Judge might not be the greatest 99 ever, though he probably will be in the end, for baseball, we are going to talk about Aaron Judge because he just had a magnificent, magnificent season, and there are some crazy stats here that I was looking on Fangraphs for. All right, so Aaron Judge, by WRC Plus last year, he had a 207 WRC Plus. He was, and that's weighted runs created plus, 100 is league average, 101 is 1% better than league average hitter, 102 is 2% better, 150 means the player was a 50% better than league average hitter. Well, Aaron Judge was 207 last year. He was 107% better than the league average hitter. The next closest hitter to him was Yordan Alvarez at 185. That is a 22-point difference between Aaron Judge and Yordan Alvarez. So I went searching for the last time there was a gap that large or larger between the top player and the second top player, and you had to go back to 2015 when it was Bryce Harper and Joey Votto. Bryce Harper at 197 and Joey Votto at 174. So not only was Judge's season 10 points better than Harper's then, but Alvarez's was 11 points better than Votto's second place season. And so you can kind of see how crazy Aaron Judge's season was to be that much better, despite the fact that Yordan Alvarez was that much better than second place. And if you go back, but the wins above replacement weren't the same for those. The WRC pluses weren't the same. So I went even further. And I went and looked back to when a player had that big of a gap in WRC plus and a wins above replacement, Fangraphs wins above replacement of 11.3 or better, which was Aaron Judge's WAR from last year. And what I came up with was Barry Bonds' 2004 season. WRC plus, 22 points or better, and a wins above replacement for the guy that had the 22 points or better wins above replacement at or above Aaron Judge's wins above replacement from last year. It was Barry Bonds, 2004. He was 62 points higher than the next closest player, Albert Pujols, Hall of Famer Albert Pujols, and his wins above replacement was 11.9, which is just absolutely bonkers. Barry Bonds was truly in a league of his own. And Aaron Judge, also in a league of his own last year. He was amazing. And we had some interesting cards sell. Number one, there was this Topps Finest card that just sold the other day on PWCC Premier Auction. He doesn't have that many superfractors from his rookie year, 2017, and yet he had this sell the other night for $9,300. You tell me if that feels like a good price or not. For me, that feels like a pretty good price. I know obviously close to $10,000 is a lot of money to spend on a single card, but it feels pretty good priced. And then you have his most expensive card all time, which was his 2013 Bowman Chrome Superfractor Auto BGS 95 that sold in May of last year for $324,000. I'm shocked it didn't sell again after he hit the home run record. I would have expected the person to buy that would have sold it. But, props to them for holding for long term. And that sold back in May 19th, 2022 for $324,000. But Aaron Judge is our 99 for baseball. As for our 99 for basketball, the best 99 ever was George Mikan. Now, he had a relatively short career, having only played 7 seasons, and his last season being age 31. But Mikan was incredible. They changed the 3-second violation, or the distance of the lane for the 3-second violation because of him. He popularized, from what I understand, the hook shot with both hands, and he was just an absolute beast. He led the league in points each of his first 3 seasons, which is crazy for a rookie and a sophomore. If a third-year player does it, that makes sense. But a rookie or a sophomore leading the league in points, that is crazy, and yet that is what he did. And his most expensive card ever, and he played for the Minnesota Lakers, not the Los Angeles Lakers, even though Minnesota then moved to Los Angeles. His most expensive card ever was his 1948 Bowman George Mikan PSA 9, and that sold for $800,000 back in March 9th of 2022. So $800,000 for George Mikan, one of the best centers of all time for having such a relatively short career, and he's the best player to ever wear 99 in basketball. And then for football, the best 99s ever, well, there's a number of them actually, and I couldn't choose. So we're going to go with a list of 3 names, and it's Jason Taylor, J.J. Watt, and Aaron Donald. Now, obviously, Jason Taylor's been gone for a while, former Miami defensive end standout. 139 sacks or so in his career, his very good career, Hall of Famer. And then you have J.J. Watt, who just retired, and he had one of the strongest 4-year stretches of all time with 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards in a 4-year stretch. Absolutely incredible. And then you have Aaron Donald, who is still playing, who just finished up his age 31 season, has 103 sacks in his career, and is a defensive tackle that at one point had 20 sacks in a season. That's unheard of, and yet Aaron Donald did it. Aaron Donald also has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, whereas Jason Taylor has 1. And so you get these 3 guys, and I really couldn't choose. They're all amazing athletes. They all did things a little bit different, but in their own ways, and were really good. And so I couldn't choose between the 3. So instead, we're going to go with all 3 of them are the best to wear 99 for football. And their cards, Donald's most expensive card was the most expensive card of the 3, and it was his 2014 Prism Black Finite Auto BGS 95 that sold for $28,800 back in April of 2022. That's a very healthy price. As for J.J. Watt, this was somewhat surprising. I would have expected more expensive cards than this, but his most expensive card was his 2013 Prism Gold, number to 10, PSA 10, that sold for $5,000 back in December 12th of 2021. I really expected J.J. Watt to have some absurdly expensive cards. If Aaron Donald can be at $28,000, I thought J.J. Watt would be close, and yet his most expensive card is $5,000, even though it's a nice card. And then Taylor, his most expensive card is not a rookie. It's not even a mid-2000s card or anything like that, or a late 90s card or anything like that. It is a flawless NFL Shield Patch Auto 101 that sold for $2,380 back in July 4th of 2022. I would have expected something different there as well, and yet that was his most expensive card. Pretty cool. 3 definitely very cool cards, and yet Aaron Donald by far the most expensive card on this list by a very, very wide margin. But those are the 3 best 99s from the NFL. All right, and lastly, in what's happening, we've got what's brewing happening today, and we've got some Jude Bellingham Topps boxes being given away. So if you want a chance at some packs from a Jude Bellingham Topps box, maybe an auto, something like that, go check out what's brewing at 6 p.m. Eastern on the SlabStox Whatnot channel. Should be a good time, always a fun time that Aaron and I have. So if you want to come talk with us and maybe win a free pack or two, check it out. 6 p.m. Eastern time and 3 p.m. Pacific on the SlabStox Whatnot channel today. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's Daily Slab. If you liked this video, please click that like and the subscribe button. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, you can leave a bad comment, whatever you want to do. But if you liked it, please hit that like. It helps us get this video out to more card collectors like yourselves. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's Daily Slab, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for the next Daily Slab. See you, everyone.